What is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King the third. And as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the most by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Now we gonna begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's by beginning with hate crimes.
This is America.
Sure is, G. Don't catch us slipping now.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Childish Gambino, who's been rather quiet after that hit single, would you say?
No, he had another single called 3005.
He came out with Summer Pack, too. Did you hear the little two-track EP that came out?
Summer joint. Now, I did like that one, but
nice
the
little
3005, I was like, I'm not
fucking
there
with
yet.
it. Okay, well, nevertheless, shout out Donald Glover. You listen to Donald. So what's going on in This Is America?
Okay, so we've had a couple of hate crimes happen recently. And
Is this supposed to be new news for all these new news? It sounds like old news. Hate crimes begat us.
Yeah, but it's kind of getting ridiculous now.
And redundant.
So you had the shooting by Robert Bowers at the Tree Life Synagogue in Squirrel Hill community out in Pittsburgh.
Bow.
He killed 12 people. And I think 3 people had a connection to Chicago.
When was this?
This was not this week, last week.
Damn. R.I.P. to the families affected. It was 12 killed or injured?
12 killed.
Damn, how many injured? Do we know?
No, that's it.
Oh,
The people he shot, he killed.
Is he a gamer? Like, this nigga's accurate as fuck.
No, he's a white nationalist.
What does that mean? Because I heard Trump.
Racist. That's what it means to me at this point.
This nation is ours. Yeah. Another word for KKK.
I mean, yeah. It's okay. So that's one thing, right?
Wait. Did he go quietly into the night, handcuffed? What? Or is he dead?
Yeah, no, they got him.
Okay.
He is facing charges.
Just
right?
slap on the
Let's
wrist?
see. No. He's charged with 44 counts. Okay, 11 counts of obstructing religious freedom by killing worshipers. 11 using a gun to commit murder. 11 using a gun during a crime of violence. And 8 counts of obstructing religious freedom by attempting to kill worshipers, resulting in injuring an officer.
That's a lengthy charge.
It is. It's
a lengthy charge. What does that mean? KKK?
Well, it means he has 44 counts and he's going to jail, hopefully.
Now, this is my question. A synagogue. What religion does that tie into?
Jews, right?
Oh, shit. He's anti-Semitic.
Yes, and so...
With a semi.
ABC, Channel 7 did an interview, and they interviewed a couple of different people that had relations to some of the people who were killed. And one of the rabbis said, a lot of people may have been feeling like this for a long time, right? But now, under the climate and under this current administration, they just feel really comfortable.
Bugging out.
And she said it just as plain as day. White people want to go back to it just being white people.
This is our America, is what they want it to be.
Let's take our America back.
But when was it ever just white people? I mean, they immigrated from
we know
Europe,
the history.
And there was already yellow people here, and they brought black people with them, and they mixed it all up and made brown people.
Now, we get that, right? We understand that, but it was just nice to hear somebody say that. To hear a white person say that.
Now, Jewish predominantly is white, but is it a race? Or is it more of way of life?
I'm always asking
it's
this
confusing.
question.
Like, what's the GDP and what's the GNP?
So, like, some people are born Jewish, right? And then some people become ordained Jews or something like that.
Okay.
Or Orthodox Jews, right?
But there's no land called Jewland or Judea. I don't know what it would be called. What would it be called? But they're not from a nation per se. It's more of a people.
Are they?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Jews from
Jerusalem. Come on.
Maybe that's why they feel like they're the chosen people.
Maybe facts here on This, That, and the Third, Joe.
Maybe.
Come on.
No, but I think there's some truth into what we're saying. You just got to do a little more research.
On your own.
Reading.
And comment below and let us know what you discovered.
Yeah, but so that was horrible. The next thing that happened, right? This white man, Gregory Allen Bush, 51, kills 2 69-year-old grandparents in the Kroger grocery store in Kentucky. Now, this story, have you heard about this story?
I haven't. I've been away. I haven't heard any of these
I only
stateside
saw
news
it
reports.
on Fox News last night. I heard Ricky Smiley talk about it once because he was upset because no one had been talking about it. When it first happened, I only saw an article on Facebook. Okay?
Were
Another
the
white
2
nationalist.
69-year-olds black?
Yeah, they were black. So this man went to a predominantly black church first, and the doors were locked. He couldn't get in.
The doors of the church weren't open.
No.
We're no longer falling for that shit from, was it Winston? What was that?
It was North Carolina, right?
Yeah, we ain't going.
So no, so then he went to a predominantly maybe black area type grocery store. Just went in there and shot him.
So they'll do.
And then when he left, he still had his gun, and he walked by another man who had his gun pulled because he had heard the commotion. He didn't know what was going on.
Tap, tap, tap. What the fuck, man?
So Gregory Allen Bush walks past this other bystander and says, "Whites don't kill whites." Like, I see you got your gun out.
We're good.
Ready.
We're cool.
Good here. Yeah.
Wow. But he's right in a sense because we don't really hear these mass killings or these one-off killings, white on white crime. We don't hear about that shit.
Mass high school shootings.
Right, they kill white kids. Yeah, they kill white kids.
But
Go figure.
You don't. I'm not gonna say whites don't kill whites. In white neighborhoods where there's violence,
it's white on white crime, it's yellow on yellow crime.
White people are killing white people. But what he was saying is white nationalists don't kill other white nationalists. Let's put it like that, because you can't say that he was just saying, "Oh, whites don't kill whites."
All right, period.
Because he wasn't even in that state of mind. So,
that's why did the bystander, as you so eloquently called him, why did he just let this nigga walk off?
Because he asked. He said, "What's going on?"
Whites don't kill whites. I'm out.
And that's what he said. That
was the fuck out of here, Z. That's some whole ass shit. Because it's not like these nationalists, if we're gonna call them that, are in gunfights and winning.
No,
they're shooting unarmed citizens, dog.
Hey, I dare y'all to run up on 64th and Ellis in the alley. Okay?
Come on, target practice.
Click over there. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
They will pick your ass off, G.
I got some neighborhoods for y'all.
Dog, double dog dare you, bitch. And it's just daunting again because it always goes back to my selfish ways. Like, who would give their life for 12 people that you hate that much, or even 2 people that you don't even know when the doors of the church was closed, so you went and shot them randomly, and now your life, hopefully, is over? Like, how much hate is in you?
Apparently,
or do they feel like, man, I'm going to get my stripes, I'm going to go to the clink and get linked up with the other nationalists and get protection and still live a decent life in jail?
I don't know. To be honest with you, this is extremism, right? And
to the max.
This what we would classify as terrorists?
Sounds pretty
right?
terrible.
And if they're willing to die for their cause and what they believe in. So, yeah, the white man is the new terrorist in my book.
New?
Well, nobody has said it.
New
right?
with a K. Nigga, we knew y'all was terrorists. But, man, I think that at the end of the day, man, examples need to be set. Like, I think that instead of just, jail, slap on the wrist, 44 charges just because it's a fucking number, a high number, let the victim's surviving family members shoot this nigga. Maybe not to death, but just like, pow, I just wanted to get one off and get you in the thigh. You know what I'm saying? You still got to go to jail, but let me just go ahead and pop your ass and see how it feels.
Or pop your grandparents, pop your parents.
Pop the loved one. Yeah. Love for love, G. Like, where's the love, G? And I think that until we start setting examples, and I say we as in them, as in they, as in he, the man, what the fuck, man? Like, you need to step your game up, dog, because if the roles was reversed and we was just blatantly killing people that didn't look like us in terms of skin color, we would be made examples of immediately, man. So, like, where's the equity in this shit? Where's the equality? But I digress. Nevertheless, sticking with This Is America, we also have been talking about he just does what he wants. Now, these are lowercase h's, obviously, but who is he?
Before we get to what he does, what he likes to do, I want to mention
and who he is.
The domestic terror, right? So you do know that they
back to the white people.
They have like 12 bombs mailed to.
I heard about that. But they was like in the name of people, like, this is your bomb, this is your bomb. Like, it had names associated with it.
Hillary, you had the Obamas, you had Robert De Niro.
Come on, man. He's a friend of the community.
But he's
married to a black.
Trump.
He's married to a black woman, ain't he?
But he speaks against Trump,
yes,
right? So I just thought that was so funny to see the non-politician on there,
right? Come on, Bobby.
Eric Holder.
Everybody that don't fuck with Trump.
Right.
Got a bomb. In their name.
And guess by Caesar Sayoc. I'm like, Caesar, aren't you you an immigrant? Like, I'm so
Aren't you on the
confused.
West? Right.
It's so confusing as to why this man, and they don't know yet. They haven't released any
So
information.
does Robert De Niro and friends, do they have P.O. boxes at the White House? Like,
No,
where were the bombs sent? To
he sent these
independent
bombs to
locations?
their houses.
Okay. Which house? Hyde Park for Obama
No,
or
D.C. for Clinton's.
Hollywood for Robert?
New York for
New York,
Robert.
okay.
Yeah, he got their
Caesar.
addresses. Caesar did. Caesar.
Caesar.
Poor Caesar. But he had been
Sprinkle me,
driving
man.
around. They caught him in an auto zone in Florida, right? And he didn't resist. He just walked. But his truck was covered in like Trump paraphernalia, like Trump pictures, Trump, all type of
All
Trump
that.
stuff.
I'll die for this nigga.
Yes.
Damn. Okay. Well,
So
fuck you, Caesar.
because of that, because of the synagogue shooting and the shootings in Kentucky, you know, Don Lemon on CNN, he kind of just snapped.
I said that the biggest terror threat in this country comes from radicals on the far right, primarily white men. That angered some people. But let's put emotion aside and look at the cold, hard facts. The evidence is overwhelming. A recent report from the Government Accountability Office shows that. Even though more people died in attacks connected to Islamic extremists, the vast majority of deadly attacks in this country from 2001 to 2016 were carried out by far-right violent extremists.
Because fake minds think alike, dog. Like, these minds are so ingrained in the belief that they've projected, like, man, this is what it should be. This is the good old boy, forefathers, founding fathers type shit, that they have bought into it. The timing is as right as it's ever going to be in terms of projecting that shit on the others and carrying out whatever thoughts you've been thinking for the past generation.
Right.
And now they are teed the fuck up. But yeah, I think domestic terrorism does sound, I mean, summing that shit up, like to the T, that's the perfect term for this.
Yeah.
Because it's terrorism and it's right here on U.S. soil by so-called Americans, so-called nationalists. Like, it don't get no more domestic and terrible than that.
Right.
But so obviously y'all should know that the he we're referring to is puss ass. Now, let me just say this. Did you that escalated quickly. But did you know that Donald Trump's real name is not Donald Trump? It's like Drumpf, like D-R-U-M-P-F or D-R-U-M-F or some shit. Like
His last name or first name?
last name is Drumpf.
It's not Trump.
No,
He
it
dropped
just sounds good.
Or he dropped the
That's his
D or
brand
whatever.
name. Yes,
okay.
he changed his name legally, and that shit is
They
now
say
Trump.
he's a narcissist, so I
Dog,
believe it.
that's an ugly ass name, dog. Drumpf, he sounds German.
Well, let me tell you what he feel like.
Yeah, what he do?
Okay?
What he do?
So he is sending the military to Mexico, right, to
What
stop.
branch?
And he's
Oh.
not sending the National Guard. He's sending like, you know,
Navy SEALs,
military
goddamn
troops, right?
Army Rangers.
And apparently, you're not
GDs.
supposed to send active military people who fight in real combat, right?
Yeah.
Like the same people who are
Soldiers.
in Afghanistan,
Yeah.
right? You're not supposed to send them to go over there to watch the borders.
Nah, that's not what
Apparently,
they're
it's
for.
in some paperwork, and that's not what he's supposed to do. But he is right now. He has like 5,200 over there. Now, I know you've heard about all the immigrants coming from Honduras. And they're walking up to Mexico or walking, you know, trying to get to the border of the United
The
States.
Overground Railroad.
I had to look at a map because I was like,
Honduras
don't they
is
gotta cross the water?
Right, like Honduras that close?
So
Damn.
it is. So it's in Central America.
Okay.
It is the water.
This is Central America. He said, nigga, this motherfucking breaststroke is impeccable.
Right. And so it don't seem that
And now
far.
I'm walking.
But they have like 900 miles before they get to the border of the U.S. But Trump is acting like they knocking on the door right now.
Right, right.
So he's sending troops. He said he probably won't send no more than 15,000. Okay, but this isn't new. So I will say this.
So 3 times the amount.
Yeah,
Because
but-
it's 52 right now?
5,200. But Obama sent troops when he was in office in 2010, and Bush sent troops
Send troops where?
to Mexico for the borders to help out.
What
Now,
kind of troops?
No,
Troops or
they sent National Guard.
troops? Right.
They sent the National Guard.
Go back.
Yeah, so it's a little different, but I do want to just state that both previous presidents did do it, but their reasonings were different, and they were tracking numbers, and they have numbers to prove that this is why they did it and all that. Trump is not going to have all of that.
But that does bring up a good point in terms of it being a slippery slope, because you could always, regardless of the fact that he doesn't often do this for this particular situation, he could be like, oh, well, other presidents have done it.
And they have.
I'm just following suit.
And they have. Yeah. And so it is an issue. He's not doing anything out of the ordinary. But what he is trying to do is renounce the citizenship from any immigrants born here.
We will keep the criminals, the drug dealers. We will keep them all out of our country. We will get rid of all of this. We will end, finally, birthright citizenship. It's costing us so many billions of dollars. People didn't want to bring it up. I said we have to bring it up.
I get it.
How does that work?
I get it, right? In your minds, it's like, oh, they crossed the border, they have a baby. It's a little tricky.
It's great. It's great.
But come on now, those that have already been born here, you can't just say you ain't no citizen no more.
You can't retroactively take their citizenship, bro.
But that's what he's trying to do. And he said, even though
give me your goddamn social security number, Nick.
Unconstitutional. He's like, I think I can do it with an executive order. So he is pushing forward.
He is pushing those executive orders through. I mean, you got to respect his gangster even if you don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker.
The aggressiveness of him. So I was watching Vice News, right?
Hey, Vice.
Really. And they did a story on the immigrants. Now, yesterday, they had like hundreds of immigrants in Atlanta show up to the court. Mm-hmm. They all received this notice saying they had to appear in court for their citizenship. The courts had no clue. These were false reports. So any immigrants, anybody that's watching this, right? ICE is sending false documents
just to
unnamed
get y'all in the
immigrants
fucking centralized location
and giving you
deliver
false
you a
dates.
bomb from Caesar.
Look, false dates, false times, just to bring them out, right? And so what's happening is a lot of these immigrants have, I guess when you get here, you have it's like a 10-year rule, right? So the clock starts immediately when you get here,
right?
And you have 10 years. If you make it through that 10 years, you have the right to apply for citizenship.
Make it through that 10 years, not getting arrested, or make it through that 10 years,
not getting caught.
Oh, okay.
As being illegal, right?
Right.
But you've been here for 10 years.
You earned
worked.
It.
You've had kids. You've proven
You're
yourself
productive.
to be. Yeah. And so they'll say, okay, and they'll fill out the paperwork, and you good. Well, when ICE is sending these forms out and these notices, is bringing people out, and people who are right there before that 10 years, they snatching them up and they sending them back.
Sounds like a CPS pension.
So shady.
Yeah.
So shady. So I did want to say that because I didn't know about it. I didn't know about the rule. But for those of you who are dealing with that, y'all just be careful. And just notice that if you get a notice in the mail, call and check before you just go up to the courts. I'm telling you. They'll check because you just don't know.
I mean, when you say bringing them out, it almost sounds like I need to get these motherfuckers out in the opens to do something to them. Because if you can send somebody a piece of mail with their actual name on it to bring them out, you know where they're at.
No, they don't know, because a lot of times these families are receiving mail in one places, and then they're flying and they're spending money on hotels. They're spending their resources to get to court because they think it's
it's good. Yeah. This is finally what we've been waiting for.
It's real
Damn, talk about tactics. That's tactical as fuck, G. But that's America, dog. They will use their smarts and their intelligence counterproductively, dog. And it's par for the course, in my opinion, man. But I think the ultimate objective here is whether you're from here, whether you are not from here but you live here, or a combination of the things, man. You American. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And since you're American, you have to stay woke and do what else?
Go vote.
And I think the election is coming up pretty soon. We're in November.
Tuesday.
Gobble. It's November 1st, man. And I think that the time is perfect to go out and rock the vote, vote or die, stay woke, go vote, and all of the above. What say you?
So a few things with the voting situation, right? It is like ride or die right now. Vote or die, really.
Vote or die,
that's how they feel. So gerrymandering, I've been hearing this word a lot, and I know I learned it back in school, but I just don't know what it means today. So
Isn't Mandarin a language?
Yes.
It's like Chinese, right?
Yeah, my son's learning it.
And you're saying gerrymandering?
Gerrymandering.
Mandarin. Okay, I'm like, what the fuck?
So it's a practice intended to establish a political advantage for a particular party or group by manipulating district boundaries, resulting in a district known as gerrymander. So basically in Iowa, Texas, Utah, and Georgia, they have been changing the district lines, right?
As they
to really
always have.
split up the black vote, Democratic vote, and to really make it more profitable for the Republicans. Now in Utah, an interesting thing is because they changed the lines, it benefits the Indians. But here's the thing, because it's so rural, the Indians they don't know.
Right.
And so
they didn't get the email.
And so Vice, of course, was there.
To the rescue.
And they were just showing people going around.
Sacagawea, you home?
Shut up.
What? They don't say Indian. They Sacagawea.
Going around to really tell people about what's going on. And then when she was talking to some of these people, they had no clue.
Right.
No clue. So just pay attention to stuff like that if you're really interested in politics and wondering how all this stuff works. In Georgia, apparently they had like 3,500, don't quote me on that number, of registered votes that were just sitting at a desk.
Come on.
At a desk. Come on. Because, you know, Stacey Abrams is running for governor, and they are really trying not to let her win.
That happen. Yeah. It's interesting, man, the tactics that will be pulled to make sure that the black vote doesn't congregate and happen at all. So you got things like, I was reading something about, first of all, did you know that on the On the Run 2 tour, every tour site and every, show that they did, they had the opportunity for you to register to vote at the concert?
Yeah, I think you told me that.
That shit is dope, first and foremost. But then secondly, there's just all different types of things that are tactically being done to make sure that we can't vote, all the way from redefining the voting lines in the districts and stuff like that. Obviously, anybody with an F on their record can't vote. They do little things like if you want to go vote early, they'll cut off the time in the black communities quicker than they would in the non-black communities. Long polling lines, like they will understaff in certain neighborhoods. So then it's like, dog, I can't wait in this line. I only got a 45-minute lunch. Like different little things.
Like that,
But I say all that to say our votes mattered. Because if they didn't matter, they would not go to such extremes to make sure that they didn't get casted.
Yeah.
I actually heard that Trump was elected in large part due to, like, I don't know what you call it, like voting delinquency, or just motherfuckers not going out and voting, and hella people that was with the shit that he was talking about going out and voting. Kind of the opposite of what happened when Barack got elected, right? Because it was like, man, I haven't voted in a while. I'm voting for this black man who is qualified for them. Yeah.
Trump spoke to those who haven't been voting in a while, and they all came out
and they re-engaged.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I was listening to Remy Ma on the State of the Culture podcast, man, and she was talking about how it's so important for black women to get involved with not just voting themselves, but also galvanizing those around them to vote, because they're going to empower their children that are of age to go ahead and vote, more than likely the same vote that they would be casting. So now that's 2, 3, 4, 5 votes, and then they man in the life, they'll probably vote as well if they have the ability to. So getting the black women not only out to vote, but also empowering others around them to vote. But yeah, it's a big if, but I'm just saying, let's not go down without a fight.
So here in Illinois, I don't know if you've been seeing this young lady's commercial, but I have, and I liked her. And I was like, I'm going to vote for her. Lauren Underwood.
That name sounds familiar.
So
well,
she's in the Congressional District 14.
Okay.
She's a nurse. She's a former nurse.
I love
running.
nurses. I love nurses.
And her commercial was always talking about the pre-existing condition, and that's why
how they
she
eliminate
took a
people
stand,
from getting health care. Yeah.
She had Joe Biden here yesterday.
Hey, Joe.
Speaking on her behalf.
Must have missed you.
And Barack will be here Sunday to speak
I did hear that.
Behalf.
Watch out for traffic, man. Anytime Barack pulls up,
Well, no, he's gonna be
helicopters,
Champagne.
motorcades. He's not going to be here?
No.
I thought he was going to be here
well,
for something.
Speaking for her stuff on Sunday, it's in Champagne.
Okay. I think he's going to be here Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
How's the kids? How's your wife?
But, so, I mean, I think it's really good. He has been out. He has been on the campaign trail trying to help folks push, the vote. And because I understand that having more Democrats is really important with this election, right? Who are you picking for governor?
Who shall I pick? I'm going to cast a secret ballot. But I will say this. Both candidates have things that I agree with and things that I vehemently disagree with. So it's not easy, but I will say that I am bought into the notion of I don't just have to vote Democrat because I'm black.
No, you
So
don't.
that's all I'll
Right,
say.
you don't.
Not saying who I'm voting for, who I'm not voting for, but what I'm saying is, regardless of what position it is that I'm voting for now, I'm voting based on the issues and their position on the issues. What they do when they get in office, I can't control that.
Yeah.
But if they are not even addressing the things that matter to me and impact me, they are not getting my vote, regardless of their political affiliation.
You know, this one is really hard, and the way I've tried to like fix it is. Illinois isn't going to be the deciding state that determines if the Democrats or the Republicans win Senate.
Okay.
So it kind of like, I kind of relaxed a
The
little bit.
The stakes ain't as high on the federal level. Yeah.
But I just.
But it matters here at home, though.
Boy, I just don't know.
Them niggas, boy, they gutter.
Here's another thing. I want to know, how can we get mannequin out? Because despite who the governor is, if you notice, all the commercials, whenever they say something bad about somebody, even with Kwame, Erica Harold, the comp controller, all these different people, they always pair them up with who? Mike Mannequin. So my question is, when does his term up?
Puss ass, nope.
Like, when does he get on the ballot so I can not vote for his
When is he eligible for being elected?
He is the true problem in Illinois. It's not, it don't matter who the governor is. It don't matter who all these other people we put in place. I really think he's the issue.
And his position again is?
I think he's like the rep over the House, House Speaker.
Okay, Speaker of the House for the Illinois Senate or Illinois whatever.
I don't even know. I just know he's a bad motherfucker.
Puss ass nigga.
His ass.
Watch your mouth. We got to get Madigan up out of there, man.
Next week, go early vote. You can do that up until Monday, and then Tuesday, everybody needs to go vote.
And post that shit, man, because that actually helps motivate other people. You know, we're in such a Me Too, not in that sense, but I as well type of, I did it as well type shit. And I think that people just like Halloween costumes last weekend would want to post, oh, but I voted too, when they see everybody else doing it. Just like a Haitian flag or a fucking Paris or France flag.
I want to know who y'all voting for.
Ooh, who gonna let they nuts hang? Huh?
Who you voting for mayor?
Come on, man. One more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. That's an insider. You don't know who Chance is supporting?
Oh, yeah.
And she's my fellow alum.
Okay.
Chance, boy, I was already leaning, and I went to her kickoff, and I love everything she was talking about.
Okay.
But I did have reservations, and forgive me for being transparent, but sometimes I feel like there's so many candidates that split up the black vote that we fall for that shit. And I'm like, I want to vote for somebody that actually has a chance to win, blah, blah, blah. With that endorsement, I feel confident in my vote for mayor, and it's going to be tomorrow.
You know what? They did. I saw an interview, Farrakhan, and he said...
He backed her too?
Well, no. He said there needs to be a conversation amongst blacks. 1, get your agenda together.
Come on, y'all.
2, decide who is the most qualified.
Who are we
backing? And then let's push them out there.
Let's back that person.
Everybody. Like, I'm
no diss to
saying
Willie.
now. Dorothy, sit down.
No diss to Willie.
Sit down.
Dorothy, Tone.
Willie, I do like Willie.
Willie, you gotta love Willie.
I do
Willie.
like Willie Wilson.
Come on, Willie. You ran for president,
mayor.
Look,
Willie ran until everybody else started.
Right. It's like Willie run for everything.
But
it's all good,
man.
So
y'all just go vote.
As long as you vote, your vote can never be wrong as long as you cast it. Would you agree?
It can't be wrong. I'm sorry.
Hey, did you hear that we're gonna transition out of politics and go into entertainment, but relating to both? Coincidentally, did you hear that Kanye is now recanting a lot of the stances he took politically and said, I was hoodwinked, I was bamboozled, I'm no longer involved in politics.
And what did I say? Kanye can do whatever he want to do and say what he want to say because look who he's talking to. And he still has some good points. But because they know Kanye West is bipolar and he's emotional
he's emotionally driven.
All these things, right? They're going to use that and play it against him. So I think, and I saw Dave Peterson post, like, you all wanted Kanye to be about the city and be about the people, and then you all constantly tear him down. Those weren't his words, but it was something like that.
More or less,
and I totally, I get it. And this is why people won't stand up and say nothing, because the moment they do, if they don't do it in the way you like or approve of, it's like, oh, Kanye crazy, oh, he this, oh, he that.
Right.
No, he's living his life and trying to help, trying to do something.
Now, I agree. He is trying to bring industry back to Chicago. He is trying to bring Montessori schools and artistic outlets back to the city. He is against stop and frisk, and he is against illegal guns. So I agree with those 4 points. However, and shout out to Bill Cosby because he taught us a lot, right? When he played the role of Heathcliff Huxtable. And he explained it to, I think it was Dabness Bricky. Do you remember Dabness?
Yes.
Do you remember that episode?
Yes.
When he was like, bro, you this, that, and the third, you a steak dinner, mashed potatoes, gravy, blah, blah, and the nigga went outside and got a garbage can lid and presented
put that meal on the
It's like, bro, the presentation matters, dog. It don't matter what the meal consists of. It don't matter what your message is, Kanye. Sometimes the way you package that shit is so distracting that it's hard to fucking rock with you, even though you have great valid points.
Wait. My dad always used to requote that
particular episode,
that
G,
can
and
translate to so many
that is what I hope, and I know this don't got nothing to do with politics, but it is entertaining. That's what I hope doesn't get lost in this whole Bill Cosby went to jail and fell from grace and all that type of shit. We learned so much from the Cosby Show about what was possible as African Americans, as individuals, as professionals, as persons, as fathers, as parents, as mothers, as siblings. Like, don't let that shit get lost in the fact that he's human.
Yeah.
You do fucked up shit.
Still
I do
watch
fucked
it.
up shit. Still learn from that shit.
Yeah.